Today's lesson is all about states of matter, like solids, liquids, and gases. And our question is, what causes matter to change state? Let's start with solids. Let's take a snow cone, for example. A snow cone is made up of ice that has been crushed or shaved into smaller pieces, and then we add flavoring to it for a nice ice cream alternative. The particles in a solid are very tightly packed together. They don't move. They can only vibrate in their position. But if we take a solid and we add energy to it, the particles are going to take in that energy and start to move faster and start to break away from each other. And we know this in our everyday language as melting. So we take a solid, we add energy to it, and it melts into a liquid. The particles in a liquid are free to flow around each other. They're not confined to their spots anymore. If we take a liquid in a pot, for example, water, and the particles are free to move around, we add heat to it. Those particles will take in that heat, begin to move faster, and some of them are going to break away from the rest of the water and turn into water vapor. Another example would be a puddle of water outside on a hot day. The water particles will gain enough energy to break away from the rest of the water particles. So when we add energy to a liquid, we call this evaporation, and it will evaporate into a gas, which has the particles spread out even farther from each other. So this process is increasing energy going from a solid to a liquid to a gas, usually through adding heat. If we go the other direction and we take a gas and we start to remove the energy, we take away the heat. For example, the particles of water vapor in the air, when we remove the energy, they start to condense into clouds. And then we have precipitation when we have rain. Another example might be when you take a can of soda out of the refrigerator and the moisture in the air condenses on the outside of the can and it forms a liquid barrier on the outside of the can. So we take a gas, remove the energy, and it condenses into a liquid. If we take liquid water and fill an ice tray with this liquid water and we remove the energy, by, for example, putting it in a freezer, like we all have plenty of experience with, we know that this is called freezing. And this will turn the particles back into a solid where they are tightly packed together, unable to move except vibrating in their positions. So this is decreasing the energy or removing the energy. So states of matter are affected by either adding heat or taking away heat. So adding heat to a solid will melt it into a liquid. And if we add energy or heat to a liquid, it will evaporate into a gas. When we remove energy from a gas, it will condense into a liquid. And when we remove energy from a liquid, it will freeze into a solid. So these are the states of matter and how they are affected by energy. Thanks for watching.